So my buddy told me the other day that he doesn't believe in mental illness. And you know, when I heard it initially, I got a little angry. But then I thought about it. There's a lot of people out there that don't believe in AIDS. They don't believe in cancer. You know, they don't believe COVID was real. Then you have people that argue over the moon landing, flat earthers, aliens, all this kind of stuff. What's real? What's fake? What can you prove? What can you not prove? JFK assassination. Who killed JFK? Was it the government? Who killed Malcolm X? Who killed Martin Luther King? Was it COINTEL? You know, a lot of stuff documented. A lot of stuff you can find out on, you know, research online. Yeah, that's a whole different wormhole, a whole different rabbit hole. You know, there's so much information online. What's true? What's false? Whatever you believe in, you can look up and something will confirm your beliefs, you know. Whatever you don't believe in, you can look up. Something will confirm your beliefs. I'm not taking a side on any of that. All I know is I never met anyone in my life that grew up thinking, I can't wait to be able to just blame everything on depression, anxiety, mania, schizophrenia. I can't wait to get to the point where I can get married in 2006, have a kid in 2008, have another kid in 2011, 2 boys, beautiful. And then I can't wait until 2014 to be diagnosed with bipolar disorder, manic depression. And then I can't wait until I can just blame everything on my mania and my depression. I can't wait to go into my first treatment center. For being so manic that my own brother accused me of doing cocaine at Thanksgiving. Maybe I shouldn't say accused, but he questioned me and he pulled me aside. And he said, "What's wrong with you?" "Are you on cocaine?" And I started laughing. I was manic, out of my mind. And for anyone that knows what mania is like, you know that cocaine is like drinking a Diet Pepsi. People do cocaine to calm down when they're manic. So cocaine is laughable. Cocaine is laughable for someone that's manic. it's the least of it's the least of your worries. I'm not that you should do drugs or alcohol. I definitely don't advocate for that at all. But yeah, I flipped out. I flipped out on my brother, my older brother. And I remember announcing to everyone in the backyard, I said, this motherfucker just accused me of doing cocaine. He thinks I'm high on cocaine right now. And I just made a big scene out of it. And everyone was like, what the fuck's wrong with CJ, you know? There's a bunch of memories like that. But again, it goes back to my point of who grows up waiting to be able to blame their problems on mental illness. 2021, I come home from another treatment center. At this point, I'd been in, I don't even know how many. Orange County, Costa Mesa, San Diego. I've been all over the place trying to get better. You know, trying to do anything I could to keep my family together. And out of desperation, I started taking an antipsychotic shot called Invega Sustenna. I started by taking a pill, and I was convinced in a treatment center that it'd be better if I just took an injection every 28 days. Just take the injection. It's a slow release every 28 days. It's better than taking a pill every day. You know, you just take the shot once, then you're good for 28 days. You don't have to take a pill. You don't have to worry about it. And I didn't want to take lithium. They were trying to put me on lithium. And I'd heard so many horror stories about lithium, which has been around a long time, but I didn't want to deal with the taking blood and checking my levels and all that shit. That didn't sound good to me. So I went with Invega Sustenna. Respiridol, or I don't know what the generic term, or I don't know any of that kind of shit. I mean, you can look that up yourself. But anyway, worst mistake of my life was taking that shot. So I took that. As it kicked in, I basically became a walking zombie, a vegetable. It was like I was walking around and existing, not living, but existing in a coma. You know, like imagine a coma patient being able to walk around, but you can't really speak, you can't really formulate thoughts, your emotions are gone, sex drive's gone. I didn't have an erection for probably a year and a half. All passion for life was gone. You know, music. I'm the biggest music lover that I know. 1,000 CDs, you know, 500-600 records. You know, I was the guy that people would be like, hey, CJ, put on your playlist. We go to a party, like, CJ, you take over the Bluetooth every time. Get on a party bus. CJ, take control, play the music. I went from, you know, and what movies do you recommend? I'll tell them all the movies, you know, I've written screenplays as a creative writer. Just love art and being creative. I went from that guy to nothing. Passion gone. Anhedonia, which is like a lack of interest in everything that you used to care about. Just everything gone. Marriage just went to shit because I couldn't fight to stay married. I didn't want to be alive anymore, but I I was so out of it that I couldn't even think to kill myself. I couldn't even think about taking my life because my brain was so fucked. I just would lay in bed all day, couldn't shower, couldn't exercise, couldn't walk. I couldn't do a push-up. I remember one time challenging my 70-year-old dad to a push-up contest because I was getting into it. I was arguing with him. He was making me upset with the shit he was saying over some dumb shit. And I'm like, you're a pussy. You can't even do a push-up. And he got down. He could barely do one push-up. I did like 2 or 3 push-ups. I'm like 42 years old. I could barely do 2 or 3 push-ups. Now, today, I can do like 35 in a row, which isn't that impressive at all. But I could always do 30, 40, no problem. Played sports my whole life, good baseball player. I'm not trying to sit here and brag or anything, but I was an athlete. Could shoot a basketball, could throw a football, catch, that kind of thing. And just all that was gone. So that brings me back to my original point. Yeah, I never was a kid grown up thinking, I can't wait to be 40 years old, 41 years old, have 2 kids, 2 beautiful kids, beautiful wife, great home, in the community that I grew up in. I can't wait to have all that and then just have it go away because of my manic depression, because of a medication that I took that turned me into a vegetable. Okay, but to lose all that because of the mania, because of the depression, because of all that led to the medication. Never take an antipsychotic shot. I don't know, man. I don't know. That's a whole different story, but I can just tell you that Invega Sustenna destroyed years of my life. My life is not over, so I'm not giving up. I'm not going to say it's destroyed my life completely, but it definitely destroyed years of my life. It took chunks out of my life, which fucked up me, fucked up my wife, and most importantly, fucked up my kids. And they're still great. They're still doing well. But I know it fucked them up. But yeah, do you believe in mental illness? I couldn't wait. Personally, I can only speak for myself. I couldn't wait to one day be 45 years old, living in a room with my parents, isolating with the lights off all day, by myself, with my 70-year-old parents who have issues of their own. Not living with my kids anymore. Not living in my own house anymore. Not enjoying my life at all. Wanting to be dead every day. The best part of my day is if I can go to sleep for maybe 1 or 2 hours a day, a night. In 24 hours, if I can sleep 1 or 2 hours, that's the best part of my day. The worst part of my day is if I do get those 1 or 2 hours. Excuse me. The worst part of my day is when I wake up out of a sleep. That's the worst part of my day. I couldn't wait to blame manic depression on all my problems in life because I'm living the dream. I'm living the fucking dream. I could be living with my kids, my wife. Instead, we're going through a divorce. I'm missing out on a lot of shit that my kids go through. I do everything I can to be there for them, but I'm missing out on a lot of it. But the good news is, this mental illness thing, it's not real. It's not real. It's all fake. It doesn't exist. So this whole story, everything I just told you, it's all because I'm lazy. And I don't want to work. And I don't want to shower. And I don't want to get out of bed. And most importantly, I don't want to live with my kids. I don't want to live with my boys. I would rather blame it on mental illness. And at the end of the day, who would? Who would, right? Wouldn't you do the same thing I'm doing? So does bipolar exist, or manic depression, schizophrenia, the moon landing, aliens, cancer, AIDS? Who killed JFK? I don't know. You guys decide. Just learn from my mistakes. That's all I can say. Peace. Love you guys.